Hi, Facebook family and friends, people that know me. I'm representing a topic and I need to talk about a discussion about the infrastructure budget, the bait and switch game that's being played between the Democrats and the Republicans. Uh, they are playing a numbers game with what they are trying to do, with how they're managing and being uh, very slow to come up with a decision on how to pass the infrastructure budget. What I don't like about it, what I'm not getting, is dates being pushed back to July 19th. We started this debate about the infrastructure budget back 2, 3, 4 months ago, and nothing was ever resolved. There was never no resolution to how the Democrats and the Republicans will figure out what they need to do to get things handled with the budget. Everything that the Republicans are doing is to slow down what the Democrats are doing. And everything that the Democrats are doing is to slow down what the Republicans are doing or trying to do. So don't be fooled by the game of chatter that's going on all these NBC cable news channels. Our COVID-19 money budget is wrapped up into the infrastructure budget. They talk about water, they talk about highways, they're talking about building the structures to enhance the 50 states of America in reference to people being able to get the choices that they can be able to make with their lives economically. But you can't make choices when you have both parties playing the same game. And to be real, to be honest, to be the exact to what it is I'm speaking about, what I want people to know about this infrastructure budget, because no one is really speaking about it on social media or Facebook. People's lives depend on what the government does or does not do. You have people on fixed incomes, Social Security, disability, retirement incomes, SSDI incomes. And let's go deeper than the factors that when you are controlled by what does not work, what does not get done, the House representatives, the Senate, all of the people that's involved, right up to Joe Biden, his administration, the problems just fester and things get slower to get resolved. This has been more of a headache because here I am listening and observing cable news channels like Fox News and CNN and all these different channels. They have very much been part of pawns. They're just pawns on a string dangling for information to try to figure out why the media has not put pressure on those government entities like the House, the Senate, and being able to follow Joe Biden while he is taking different places, going different places, taking different trips, putting this behind us like it's not really an important issue, and it should stand out for the American people at large. So I'm thinking that they have forgotten about us. They're in a gridlock between not being able to pass the infrastructure budget. And because all of these different factors and all these different problems and all these different behind the scene tricks are being played of who's wrong and who's right, what it is it that they just not getting about resolving and being able to come up with a concrete number so that the Senate passes it and it gets sent to the President of the United States for him to sign it. So we're not even going to talk about what the Republicans are doing. They don't care about the people that are living on these fixed incomes, of the people on disability, or Social Security, or the factors of... They don't even want to work with people to give them a fair working wage. So what is the concrete ideas of what? Being able to play down people not going back to work. There's plenty of jobs out there. This is the game that the Republicans are playing now, the party. When things are not working well, they're not ready to challenge, or they're not ready to combat what it is that needs to happen. And when you're playing this slow game of numbers, of what's not going to work, what's not going to work, we're not going to agree on this. We're not going to agree to this. That bipartisan, being bipartisan, you need to understand. They need to understand that this is not a complete game of wasting time. You have to be able to hold them accountable. We all have to be able to hold them accountable for the delays, the setbacks, the changing of dates. Things are not getting done. They work for us. And it seems like it's going the other way around. We're working for them. The elections are coming between 2 and 4 years. As this becomes a dragged out experience, nothing gets done because their concern is about how little they can pay the people that need that money the most. And those services, billions and billions of dollars being broken down on these, they have a list of what they want these numbers to be part of. When you're talking about an infrastructure budget, the one thing you should know that we all need to get what we need to get. And because all of these factors are played into it, it becomes to be more political, the politics of games. What side wins, what side loses. Okay, we're never going to get nowhere like this. American people need to wake up, sound the alarm on your representatives in the House and Senate and Joe Biden. People need to stand up and fight and make your voices heard. Make those phone calls. Send those letters. Okay? What the hell is taking them so long to figure this out? And because you got both parties going at each other, you don't have a positive, constructive plan to deal with. This is the way this works best for all of us. This is the way it works best for each party. This is the way it works best for the American people. Okay, you don't have too many people on either side are looking to resolve the matter expeditiously so that we can be effective in what it is that we are trying to do. But that pressure relies on people like me and American people like yourselves and the people that's out there. Okay, you have to stand up and make your points known, have your voice heard about the infrastructure budget. The cancer between them not doing a damn thing. Every day seems to be the same played out experience of excuses. Nothing's getting done. Okay, we just tied up everything. There's no way for no one to move. And the Republican Party, the head of the Republican Party, Mitch McConnell, he is the worst savage that I ever seen. He has no leadership skills. Okay, it's all about what he wants. how he changed things, how he degraded, slowing down this process for people not to get what they're supposed to have. Okay, you keep talking about jobs. You keep talking about people not getting these jobs. The market of work, the employment of people going back to work. Okay, they tried to mix all of these factors together. Okay, you want to mix this with this, you want to mix that with that. So you're trying to mix all of these factors together and put it all in one lump of what it is that people should not pass in this infrastructure budget. They're not going to pass all of it, but you should be able to do parts of that infrastructure budget, and you should be able to let people know that things are still getting done behind the scenes. I think the game of waiting too long with no answers, no resolution, and no way to find out why this can't be done the way it should be done. Because the longer we wait, the worse the problems become to be. Okay, you got high taxes, you have high the cost of living between people on the bottom paying or allowing themselves to be struggling to the level of what it is that they can't get. And if you're not making that kind of money, you're not making the kind of income, you're not getting the kind of resources it's going to take for you to have a life, to take care of yourself and your family. You cannot have your life stop because the government of the United States of America can't get their fucking thinking caps together and figure out what it is that they need to do. This was the critical pentacle mark for them to do something and get something done for July. And it's the problem is, when you keep pushing dates back, you're going from May, June, July, August. When you keep pushing dates back, that is showing the American people they don't give a damn about the rest of us. So just think about what I said. Anything, blow it up on social media. Let people know that we need to deal with this economic meltdown that's going on in the United States of America, which is the White House and the Senate and the representatives from all these different parties. This is not the time to screw up and to keep people dangling for information and not being able to come to a resolution to this problem with the infrastructure budget. Okay, I'm surprised more people ain't talking about it. I'm surprised that this thing hasn't gone viral on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all of them. It's Instagram, all the social media pages, because the media, the regular media coverage doesn't do enough to get those answers. And everybody needs to be held accountable. When something fails in the United States, okay, we need to keep our voices heard, and we need to keep fighting for answers and solutions and resolutions to this. So I'm going to leave it there for part one. I had to get this out because every day it seems like the world and the way the country is being run is going backwards. We don't need no more excuses now. I don't want no more excuses now, okay? Because this is becoming to be a breakdown of the haves and have-nots, the ones that are being left out and the ones that are not fighting, okay, to get answers. That infrastructure budget has to be dealt with, has to be passed, and it has to come down to what it is that we do. We're not talking about the trillions of debt that the United States of America have to deal with. If they have a master plan to do that, and they know that they can do it without affecting or making sure that our country doesn't go bankrupt in the next 10 years, okay, that needs to come to the table. Because all they are talking about is the American debt, what that would do to the country, this, that, and the other. We need to deal with this completely, okay? Because it's just not getting better. And I'm tired of waiting for answers and information that I'm not getting. from the media coverage. This is A. Rose. I want people to know that I'm always on the scene to fight.